Hey guys, how's it going? Trx Traveller Adam here. Today we're going to have a little look at the Trx One Arm Curls. Sounds a bit mental, but it's certainly possible. Let's get to it. Alright, so the single arm Trx curls. Why would we bother doing them if you can just do normal Trx curls? Well, it's a very good question, and I'd only say you really need to do these if you want to change things up. If you want to add a unilateral exercise onto your biceps, maybe you want to bring your arms up more, so you're looking for an additional exercise. I think these are certainly very good to add on the end. If you're doing bicep curls properly, i.e. you're giving full range of motion, you're contracting your tricep at the bottom, you're really pulling up, and you're rotating your wrist in at the top, so your little pinky's turning, then that's fantastic. But you'll notice that there's a little bit of a limited range of motion. I wouldn't say limited, but you can't extend the range of motion as far as what the bicep is capable of when there's two hands, because you kind of get sort of stuck like this. Now, when you get to one hand, you can really emphasize the range of motion. So I can really take it from this position and I can lift up to there, and then I can really pull up with my bicep and twist round even more. Now, we always try and take a muscle to the full range of motion whenever we're doing TRX exercises, very controlled. So this is allowing us to extend it even further with a full range of motion. There's a bit of a debate, and I don't necessarily think it's something that needs to be overanalyzed. For me, the main connection is the mind to muscle. If you can really deeply feel that you're contracting that bicep super hard, even just through this range of motion, and you really can squeeze it, you've got a slight broken wrist, you're putting all the emphasis, your entire body is stuck in stone, and you're putting all the emphasis on that one bicep muscle to move. I'd say that's fantastic, and I don't necessarily think you need to overcomplicate things unless you're starting to reach a plateau. If you are starting to reach a plateau, or you just simply want to change things up, this is a great idea to do it. It's going to allow you to get a bigger range of motion, but specifically, you're going to be able to really squeeze the living hell out of the bicep at the top. So when I do these, I love to kind of really get up there and really just even look at it. I'm like looking at it, I'm squeezing it, and I'm even like saying, bloody grow bicep, grow, as I'm doing it. So I think it's certainly a way to get really, really focused, really mind to muscle connection, just super hyper focused on your bicep muscle as well. So when you're doing these, it's the same principle as the setup. So we always do the same setup. Lock your feet in stone, find a comfortable position. I always like to start where I'm going to finish, so with the bicep curl, it's here. Now, the tempo, I'm always going to go slow and eccentric, nice and controlled. So as we're going down, 1, 2, 3, 4, squeezing my triceps, fully extending the bicep muscle. Now, I'm going to go for the left hand. Now, as I curl the left hand up, I'm going to push away with the right hand using my tricep. And as I'm coming up like this to bring my body up, I'm pushing my elbow up, I'm twisting my hand, my pinky out. You can see how exaggerated that is. And I'm squeezing, and I'm going back down for 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm squeezing the right, and I'm really pushing up. And back down for 1, 2, 3. And my right bicep actually almost cramped up there because I'm squeezing it so hard. So it just shows you how you can actually really get like solid squeeze on it. And I think because you're really focusing on the one muscle, you can really sort of accentuate that squeeze and really focus on that mind to muscle, really feel it and feel it burn. So in full swing, without letting my gob go, you're looking at something like this. So it's the left hand, give it an extra squeeze at the top there, control it down. Right hand, extra squeeze at the top, and control it down. Left hand, control it down. Right hand, extra squeeze, pushing that elbow up and back down. Now, my breathing's a bit exaggerated there, so I'm chatting. You should always try and practice nasal breathing. So as we're going down, as we explode up, should be able to breathe through your nose through this whole thing. This isn't taxing enough to be breathing through your mouth. Use your nose. Nitrous oxide utilisation is 10 times better through your nose. It has a whole host of benefits within the fitness realms. And it's beyond my scientific knowledge, but I do know it's certainly worth training with nasal breathing. Really getting that meditative state, control your breathing throughout. So yeah, give them a go. You can see that I was really sort of having a go as I was doing that. I was really, getting to that point where I'm squeezing my biceps super hard, and I'm twisting my pinky out, and I'm even got the point of like pushing up and over like that. So it's just really squeezing the living hell out of it. Like I say, I think these are really good to add on. Maybe you've been doing some Trx curls, or you've been doing some hammers or reverse grips or something, and you just sort of like, if you've been working your arm and you've been working them for a few months, and you just wanted to add something on extra, just to really sort of squeeze the living hell out of them and really see if you can sort of wear it down to 100%. Then that's a great one to go for. And especially when it starts to get to failure, if you're wanting to really exaggerate the extremes, maybe on your eighth rep and you're really sort of failing, you can kind of just sort of do a partial and just kind of pump it and pump it and pump it, and then you can hold it, so isometric hold until you give up, and then finally you can go super slow on the eccentric right down, and then you can switch it up. So it's really good to really take the muscle through the 3 ranges of strength and deplete them, which is your concentric, isometric and eccentric. So concentric's the weakest, isometric's the second weakest or second strongest, and then the strongest is the eccentric. So once you deplete the muscle through those 3 ranges, you can pretty much be guaranteed you're pushing it to the whole muscle to do full depletion. If you only deplete it just to the concentric, there's still power, there's still muscle fibers that haven't fired, that haven't been utilised in the isometric and the eccentric. Tongue twisters. That is more advanced training when you start thinking about that sort of stuff, and it's not necessarily needed if you're quite new to sort of TRX training and you feel a good workout and you're sore and you're aching and stuff. There's no need to be going over the top with stuff like this. Like I say, this is just a little bit more of an advanced way to train your arms, or an additional way. It's by no means, I'd say, any better than this. There's no reason to add it in if you're quite happy with just doing your standard curls, really focusing on that full range of motion, contracting the triceps at the bottom, coming up and in the wrist as much as you can at the top, staying in stone so you're completely static. No need to change things up like that. Don't overcomplicate things. They're just a really good little sort of tool to know about if you do want to change it up. So yes, if you've got any thoughts on this or any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. As always, thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, because it helps. Thanks very much for watching.